Now let us consider the problem number 2, that is the interpretation of mass spectrum is the step 1. Interpretation of the IR spectrum will be the step 2. Interpretation of UV spectrum is the step 3. Step 4 will be the interpretation of HNMR, and based on that we will be able to determine the structure of the compound. After that, by considering or by knowing the structure of the compound, we have to do the mass fragmentation pattern of that particular compound, and we will see that whether the mass fragmentation pattern is matching with the given mass spectrum or not. Now let us begin with the step number 1, which is interpretation of mass spectrum. The molecular ion peak is appearing at m by z 74. So this indicates the molecular weight of the compound is 74. Now if we apply the nitrogen rule, according to the nitrogen rule, as because it is one even number, therefore the number of nitrogens will be 0 or even. I mean the 2, 4, 6, etc. Now we will talk about the base peak. The base peak is means the tallest peak. Now there are 3 peaks are there. One is 29, 31 and the 45. So out of them we know that peak at m by z 29 is due to the ethyl group, otherwise the formyl group. Now let us go to the calculation of the molecular formula by referring the relative abundance of molecular ion peak and the m plus 1 peak. Here molecular ion peak is at 74 and the m plus 1 peak is at 75. Now the relative abundance, number of carbon atoms is equal to relative abundance of m plus 1 peak multiplied by 100 divided by relative abundance of molecular ion peak into 1.1. So this 1.1 indicates the natural abundance of C13. Now the values are like that: 0.92 multiplied by 100 divided by 27 into 1.1. So if we calculate, the answer comes 3. So it indicates that this compound contains the 3 carbons. Now each carbon atom is having mass 12, so 3 carbon atoms contribute. 12 into 3 is equal to 36. Now if the molecular weight of the compound is 74 and the 3 carbons contribute 36, then what will be the remaining mass? That is 74 minus 36 is equal to 38. So now let us consider the how many oxygens we can accommodate here. We can accommodate the 2 oxygens here. So each oxygen mass is 16. So therefore 2 oxygens means 2 into 16 is equal to 32. So the remaining mass, that is the 38 minus 32 is equal to 6. So there are 6 hydrogens are there. So now we have come to know the molecular formula of this particular compound, that is C3H6O2. Now let us calculate the double bond equivalence. DBE is equal to A plus 1 minus B minus C by 2, where A is equal to number of carbons, B is equal to number of hydrogen, halogen, C is equal to number of nitrogens. Now in this particular case, A is equal to 3, B is equal to 6 and C is equal to 0. So if we put it into the formula A plus 1 minus B minus C by 2, the answer comes as 1. This indicates the compound, the double bond equivalence of this compound is 1. It indicates that either this molecule has one double bond, otherwise this molecule has one ring. Now what it is that we will go to the step 2. So there we have to, by referring the IR spectrum of the given compound, we have to find out the functional group present in this molecule. As from the molecular formula it is clear that there are 2 oxygens are there. Now these 2 oxygens related functional group, what could be, that we have to refer the IR spectrum and we have to solve. So in order to know all these things, we have to go to the IR spectrum of the compound. So that is the, so now if we start from the the left hand side, that is the approximately at 3000 centimeter inverse, there is the peak, that is because of the CH stretching. And one thing is very clear, that approximately 3300 centimeter inverse, there is no broad peak, so it indicates that OH is not there. So OH is not there means the related functional groups which has the OH, as per example the alcoholic OH or phenolic OH, or at the same time the carboxylic acid, these possibilities are not there because OH stretching is not there in IR. Now the next one is approximately at 2950 centimeter inverse also, that is the CH stretching is there. In between the higher value is for the sp2 carbon hydrogen stretching and the lower value is for the sp3 carbon hydrogen stretching. Now that is a very strong intense peak is there at nu bar 1725 centimeter inverse, and that indicates the C double bond O stretching. Now in addition with that we will be having that carbon oxygen stretching near about 1200 centimeter inverse, that is due to the carbon oxygen stretching. And adjacent to that one more peak is also there, that is the sp3 carbon oxygen stretching, and now that is OOP bending peak is not there. So this is all about the important peaks, that is the carbon hydrogen stretching is there, C double bond O stretching is there, carbon oxygen stretching is there. So this indicates that our compound is having the ester functional group. Now coming to the step 3, where we have to interpret the UV spectrum, because this compound contains ester, so ester contains the carbonyl chromophore. So when we refer the UV spectrum of the compound, there is one important message, that is the above 210 nanometer there is no important UV absorption related to this compound. So this indicates that the pi to pi star transition as well as n to pi star transition both are below 210 nanometer. So there is, nothing is there to interpret. So we will go to the step number 4, where we have to interpret the HNMR spectrum of that particular compound. So if we refer the HNMR of this particular compound, it is clear that there are 3 peaks are there related to the baseline. Now one more extra peak is also there, that is the 4th, it is clearly written at the bottom, that is the 4 times expansion of the quartet. So we have to report the delta values, only 3 delta values, one is 1.3 ppm, next one is 4.2 ppm, and another one is the 8.1 ppm. So these are the 3 delta values related to this particular compound. So this molecule contains 6 hydrogens, so these 6 hydrogens have the 3 different environment inside the molecule, that's why we are getting the 3 different delta values. Now coming to the multiplicity of these 3 signals, the peak at 1.3 that is appearing as a triplet, signal at 4.2 appears as a quartet, and the peak at 8.1 appears as a singlet. Now coming to what it is called the peak area in millimeter, because that will give idea about the how many hydrogens are there under each and every peak. So if we put the scale, it comes as a the peak at 1.3 ppm that has the 15 millimeter, peak at 4.2 has the 9 millimeter, and the peak at 4.1, that if we measure the height of the S curve, it comes as a 4 millimeter. So it is very clear that all the 3 different peaks have the different hydrogens, because their heights are different, and now we have to do the normalization. So the lowest value is 4, so we have to divide all the 3 values by 4, means 15 by 4, 9 by 4 and 4 by 4. So if we divide, it will come approximately 3.7, 2.2 and 1. So 3.7 if we consider it as 3, then and that 9 by 4 if we consider it as approximately 2, then it will come that is the 3 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen and 1 hydrogen, means the peak at 1.3 is due to the 3 hydrogen, means it is CH3. The peak at 4.2 that is due to the 2 hydrogens, and the peak at 8.1 that is due to the 1 hydrogen. So now coming to the assignment of all these signals, means the first peak at 1.3 that is a CH3 group, but why it is coming as a triplet, means adjacent CH2 is there. Now next one is a 4.2, that is for the 2 hydrogens, means it is CH2. But why it is adjacent key, it is coming as a quartet, means adjacent key it has the CH3, And why that signal is appearing at 4.2 means it is adjacent to the oxygen of ester functional group and not adjacent to the C double bond O. That is a clear indication is there here because the signal is appearing at 4.2. Now coming to the 8.1, so that 8.1 peak is appearing as a singlet means the number of neighbors is equal to 0. And this is for one hydrogen, and this is CHO. So now if we assemble all these things, it will come, the formula of the structure of the compound is HC double bond O CH2 CH3. The name of this compound is the ethyl formate. Now that is the interpretation of the that mass fragmentation. So whatever peaks it is giving, we have to explain all these things. So when ethyl formate is interacting with the highly energetic electrons which carries the 70 electron volt, one electron is going from this ester functional group and it is getting converted into the M plus dot peak, means the molecular ion, which is giving peak at M by Z 74. Now when it will undergo the ethyl group, I mean that OCH2 CH3 it will go, then you will be getting the CHO plus, that is also M by Z 29. Otherwise we will be having the ethyl group I mean the positive, then also we will be getting the M by Z 29. So this molecule gives peak at M by Z 29 because of ethyl group as well as because of the formyl group. Now when that formyl group is giving the peak, then CHO will be having the positive charge and the OET dot will be the side free radical. When we are getting the C2H5 plus, then that we will be having the OCHO dot will be the radical. Now apart from this, you will be having the alpha homolytic cleavage. So there we will be having the reverse of this, means the OET plus and the CHO dot. So OET plus gives that mass, corresponding mass is the M by Z 45. So this molecular ion undergoes the rearrangement and it gives the peak at M by Z 31. So with now coming to, we have completed all the interpretation of ethyl formate molecule, and now coming to the final report, that is the based on the above analysis, the compound was identified as the ethyl formate.